Good morning. This is a short video I wanted to do on eating and food. So lots of women aren't sure what to eat to get pregnant. This is such like a big conversation. That's why I focus a lot on nutrition with the work that I do with women, because nutrition has the power to completely transform your fertility and your hormonal health. But today I want to give you a tip that every meal your plate should look like 50% carbohydrate, meaning vegetables, and a wide variety of vegetables that have that you hit the rainbow of color with. And then 25% of your plate should be fat, and that would be healthy fats. So avocado, nuts, ground flaxseed, fat in your food like chicken or grass-fed beef that's really fatty, butter, things like that. You want to make sure that your butter is grass-fed. You want to make sure you can also do coconut oil or grass-fed ghee. I usually tell women to avoid dairy as much as possible when they're trying to conceive, because dairy has its own hormonal compounds that can affect your body, especially if they're not organic. There's been a lot of studies done on the effect of dairy on fertility and ovulation. So I try and get women off of dairy, but grass-fed butter has way less of the ingredients or the parts of the butter that cause the hormonal disruption. So you're safe with butter. Avocado oil and avocados is good fat. And if you want to do organic goat and sheep cheeses, that's great. So you want to do 25% of your plate good fat, and then 5% of your plate should be a protein. And it should not be soy based. It should not be I guess soy is mostly the biggest issue. But you want animal-based proteins as much as possible. Basically what I'm saying is that plant-based proteins are great, but you're not going to get the same nutrients that animal proteins are going to give you. So you want to make sure it's organic, grass-fed, local preferably if you're able. You want to make sure that you're not getting the grocery store's organic stuff, because what I found is that the organizations that they use to qualify the level of organic standard are not the greatest organizations. There are some that are really great. And I find that places like Wegmans, places like that, they have very low organic standards. And especially when it comes to meat, you want to get stuff that's really good. So, be on the hunt for that. Farmers markets is great. Cow shares are great. And even, Whole Foods, they have kind of more local organic or just, consciously appropriated and well-fed animal protein there. We have a local place called Bell and Evans here to Philadelphia that I get their chicken because it's really good. And a friend of mine has visited their farm and said it was wonderful. So anyway, really important that you eat enough protein and that you eat enough fat. Again, fat should take up a quarter of your meal, which is a lot, really, considering. So you can add nuts into soups and stews, warm cooked salads. I do not recommend anything raw or cold when you're trying to conceive. From a Chinese medicine perspective, we say it is not a good idea. It takes the body energy to warm food. I know a lot of people think that raw is great. Raw smoothies are great. They're not. You shouldn't do them if you're trying to get pregnant. You want to keep everything really warm and thriving in your body. Do not want to create a cold environment, and cold foods will do that. Raw foods will do that. So 75 to 100 grams of protein per day is what you should aim for. And if you are, if your period is MIA, you haven't gotten your period, or you have a really light period, you should be eating a minimum of 2,500 calories per day.